especially if we look at the context of a country such as India, with the current waste generation that's taking place across many industries. How do you really explain the problem or define the problem statement of waste management in a country like India? And how would you explain this to a layman?
So let's say I'll talk on few numbers, and I think you'll be able to decode. And I'm framing the numbers of 2011 official report, where one of the reports says that India generates 62 million tons of waste a year, out of which 31 million tons been picked in a year, and 11 million tons been recycled a year. So if you look at the numbers, we can, definitely decode that the inefficiency in terms of collection and inefficiency in terms of processing. So I believe that, there are opportunities in both the grounds. And if we talk specifically about waste management, I will say you need to understand the entire value chain. When we talk about, let's say, companies who are into production, what kind of waste they are generating and how they are handling it. Number two is when you talk about, let's say, B2C, it's more about, let's say, at the source waste production. And then it comes the segregation, then it comes the collection, and then transportation, and then either recycling or landfilling, right? So if you see the entire chain, for India, I believe that landfill has been more of a, not has been a scientific solution in most of the cities, because we just have uh, an open land and we just dump the trucks there. So that has a lot of impacts. I mean, if you see, for example, heavy metals seeping down into groundwater, or greenhouse gases emissions happening in the air, and not just lying on the ground, but also the more waste travels, the more carbon footprint we increase. So considering those grounds, I believe there has to be certain solutions where a lot of startups can work on different elements of the entire value chain. For example, let's say, so when we talk about, let's say, recycling, how could we, how can we be more efficient in terms of efficiency of recycling? I mean, for example, if I have a capacity of recycling 100 tons a day, can you being a venture help me through technology where I can do 150 tons a day, right? So those certain ways can really help in terms of bringing the efficiency and also reducing the cost. Because, for example, if I'm able to do more, which means I'll be able to make more profit, and that profit is going to help a lot of people in the value chain itself. For example, if I'm making more money, or which means I need now 150 tons a day being a recycler, which means I will go down on my cost. If you look at supply and demand metrics, I will be more willing to give you more profit to give me more waste. So eventually, I believe that the entire problem is more of a linked, and we all are on the same board. It's just that people need to figure out those problems and fix them.